My name is Jackson and I play drums in law enforcement.
My name is Max. I play guitar and sing in law enforcement.
My name's Dawson. I play bass in law enforcement.
So I started a solo project in 2020, and then I met this drummer, and we kind of formed a little live band for that other project, and his style was completely different, so I kind of decided to turn it into another sound, kind of like a different band type of idea. And that's when law enforcement started, and that was out in Tennessee. I was living there for a year. And then we broke up, we kind of just stopped playing with each other. I moved back here, and then I had it in our bio that we were looking for a drummer. If I didn't find one, it just wasn't gonna happen. And then out of nowhere, Jackson DM'd us, and he was like, "Y'all looking for a drummer?" And I was like, "Are you any good?" And he sent me like his Instagram, and it was like just, ripping. So I was like, okay. And then Dawson and I have just been playing forever. So that's kind of how the modern version of law enforcement came about. I mean, we've known each other since second grade. There's like a picture of us, I didn't even remember, but in second grade, like on the beach, like little kids. And we started hanging out in high school before we even really were into playing and knew we were into music. So we were 15, 16. And then we got inspired. We started experimenting with some things and got into like Beatles and Nirvana and Jimi Hendrix, and we would just like, "Have you heard this song? Oh my God, like, have you heard this song? This is crazy." Like Dawson was like the first person that I would hang out with that would put on a song in his car, and I'd be like, "This is awesome," or like, "I know this and I love this song." So that brought us together a lot, and then I feel like
Jamming too.
Yeah, we started to jam a lot and just kind of learned how to play things together, which when you do that for the first time, it's like life-changing.
Yeah.
If you're able to play a chord and then the person next to you like play a lick over that chord, that was something that it got us super giddy. Like we were just like excited to do and be able to do. So we pretty much did that every day, just hung out, played Xbox, and then jammed on a little 2-chord progression. I was living on 2 acres of land, and we just had all this grass, and I worked at Whole Foods, and I wasn't doing much other than working and then recording and writing. And so I felt like I was always sitting on my porch, like looking at my lawn basically. And it just like, I don't know what made it come in my head, but it just popped in like law enforcement. And I was like, it had been like 2 months of trying to come up with a band name. We'd gone through all these horrible band names, and I was like, that's bad, but in a good way. So we're just gonna go with that and not ever worry about it again. And then once he joined, he was like, "Is that our name? Like, you ever thought about changing the name?"
I questioned it.
And I was like, "No, that's our dumb name, and you're gonna like it."
Well, that's also the first explanation I've heard, so.
Really?
Yeah, you never told me, so I just.
Yeah, well, that's where it comes from. There are some people that were like, "This whole time I thought it was law enforcement," and I'm like, well, when I say law enforcement, it sounds exactly like law, so I can't get mad at that, Ever since you joined, we got heavier. Like I used to just kind of keep things sparse and like more open chords, and once he joined, he had more of the technical ability to like do more precise hits. So now instead of something that just kind of flows, we have more moments where it's like we all stop together and we hit something together, like boom, 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 where it's all kind of like one movement versus like a jam band or Grateful Dead where everyone's kind of like weaving through the air. It's more like one force,
I think that since Jackson joined too, it definitely kind of moved away from more like indie stuff and definitely been trying to do like harder rock, and it's definitely shown, I think.
So Citadel I wrote in 2021, and it was kind of me trying to rip off All Apologies by Nirvana, like the da-na-na-na-na-na-na. And so it started with that riff, and then I think I did the same thing with that one. I just took it to myself, and because sometimes like to keep things in time, you kind of got to have everything figured out to where it's muscle memory and you're not thinking about it. Because I want to be able to play it and look at everyone and be like, tell them kind of what needs to be there versus worrying about myself the whole time. So with Citadel, it was kind of like wrote the riff, realized it needed some more work. I wrote this like walk down part that goes into the chorus, and at that point, they kind of write themselves eventually. Once you get the idea down, especially once you have the title in your head and you kind of know the emotion of the song, it really writes itself. Like most of the songs I have, I don't even remember writing, kind of like black out and then they exist. So it's kind of the same thing with that one. It's just kind of a riff and then all of a sudden it's like a 4-minute song. So Burden was written in the same time period, so I'd say the outlook on everything is kind of similar. It's in a similar headspace, but it's definitely a different song. It's it doesn't. I don't really write with that much meaning. I try to make the meaning come out and not really put it in, because I like when people can find their own meanings and stuff. So, you know, you make a title like Burden, and when you think of burden, you think of, okay, like, I'm a nuisance, I'm not wanted around here. And so all the lyrics are kind of like, you know, the first line is well done, I'm gone. Kind of depressing, but, you know, that's why I think the loudness works, is because you're not really thinking about how sad the lyrics are when everything's just loud and where Dawson's jumping around like an idiot. It's like, it makes it fun.
I don't know.
We got some shows coming up. We're playing February 18th at The Place, which is Bottles. It's like the back room. And then February 25th at the same spot for like a little birthday party type thing. And we just recorded 4 songs. We had 1 song finished as a single. We're just waiting on cover art for that. So that'll be out in probably a month. And then we're gonna slowly roll out singles after that. And we have about 10 originals to get out. So we're in the process of figuring out how to package it all together. Probably do 3 or 4 singles and then like a 5-song EP or something like that. Hopefully get a music video down, but I'm playing in like 3 different bands right now, so I'm trying to get everything organized and put, you know, not put all my eggs in one basket. But this feels like my like child in a way, because I didn't start this with anyone else. Like, this was like solely me, like a form of expression. So I definitely have some extra love for this project, and I definitely want to, you know, get it as far as I possibly can. So, you know, everything that comes with the band that we would like to do in the next year, music video, some press, you know, get on blogs and all that, do stuff like this is perfect. So
Yeah, doing as much as we can. So.
yeah.
I just love playing shows. I love playing with these guys. It's so much fun every time. So it's never like, oh, we have a show tonight. Like, I'm always excited about it. So it's never really an issue. Plus, we all love music. Like, these two are. I'm not a music major, but these guys are. I love music. It's all he does all day. It's mostly what he does. So we all love it. It's just like a very natural thing for them and me.
I would say a lot of the motivation comes from seeing others do it and knowing that we can. Like, there's places we want to go. It's not to be rich and famous and do all that, but to be able to make a living and like have a little house and a dog that I got from playing music for people and just writing and recording. That would be like, that's my motivation, is being able to one day do that. Nothing crazy, just, you know, live a good life with music in it. That's basically the goal.
I don't think so.